Hey everybody, and welcome to the Handmaidens. It's been a little while since we've had a video. I apologize, life is super busy. It's school's back in session. It's September up here in upstate New York, and us Maranimals, those handmaidens, we've been busy racing, riding, going to church, doing things, and I haven't been able to record videos because I've been looking through my own eyes and seeing everything, so it's kind of hard to record. But today is the day after the races. We went to Claverack MX, thanks to Dynaliners.com. Ray McCucci and his wife Tracy, they sponsored our kids and made it super enjoyable. We've got a few other sponsors here. You'll be able to read their stuff. So what I've got here right now is a dirty KTM 65. I already washed my youngest son's Cobra Jr. and I thought, you know what, it's time to make a video on how to wash a bike, because when I started getting into being a moto dad, I didn't know how to wash a bike. I had to learn from a friend, and that's kind of embarrassing because my dad never taught me. My mom definitely didn't know how to teach me because she hates gas-powered vehicles. So dirt bikes and all the gas and everything that we use for it kind of drives her nuts, but she still cheers on the kids because they're her grandchildren. And maybe you're in this similar situation. Maybe you're a moto dad, or you're a teenager that has your own bike, or you're a 10-year-old that your dad's like, hey, it's time for you to start washing your own motorcycle. Well, this will help you out big time. So first thing you want to do is you want to look over your bike. Just give it a once over. See if there's anything glaringly wrong. Check out, see, we've got a sleeve right here that I've noticed it's been getting loose. I'm going to need to replace that, because what that does is it connects the pipe to the silencer. And so, but you go and you check through, make sure that there's no loose spokes, chains, the tire moves, the chain's loose, and everything's all right. Make sure that all your gaskets are sealed and tight. There's no missing bolts before you apply water to it, because once you put water into your system, your bike is pretty much in need of serious repairs. Next thing you do is you remove the seat. These KTM 65s, they just have a little quick release here. Other bikes like the Cobras, they have a little screw that you have. We've got a filthy air filter, so you're gonna take that out, check it out, make sure that there's no holes, nothing damaging to the cage that's in it. Set that to the side. Do not lose anything with that, because without an air filter your motorcycle won't run. Then I'm going to look inside the air box. I see a nasty hair, meaning that something got past the air filter. So I have to do a much better job, because of that happened. I have to do a much better job of greasing my air filter. I'll do a video on that later, but for now we're cleaning. So we have this plug. Now you can use a plastic bag, but in New York we don't get plastic bags anymore, so I had to buy this piece of plastic that'll last longer, and it serves only one purpose. Plastic bags we used to use for tons of things, getting groceries home and things such like that. That covers up the intake. So that intake goes through the air box down here into the carburetor. If anything leaks past here, it gets into your carburetor and then sucked right into the engine. That's no good. Next, we plug up the exhaust. Right here, I've got a plug that you buy from any motorcycle dealer, and it's for exhausts. Or if you don't have one, because not everybody has all these fancy things when they first buy their motorcycle. They buy their motorcycle and then that's it. What you do, just stick a rag in it. That's not terrible, right? No, that's not terrible at all. See, because all we're doing is we're trying to keep the pressure washer from spraying water into this orifice. All right, see, but then you look, you see, oh boy, where are my troubled areas? All right, my kid was going fast, wheels going straight. He's got lots of dirt, lots of grime. Oh, it's terrible. So then you got to think, how am I going to wash this motorcycle? I've got a hose. Hoses work. But to really get this stuff, this is caked on dirt, we've got a pressure washer. Now, to make my mother happy, and a lot of environmental people, and my neighbors, I got an electric one. Now, this electric one still runs on power, so it's not the best for the environment, but it helps. It's quieter than the gas-powered ones. So I'm just gonna display. It doesn't have a lot of power. Won't be good for washing my house. I'll have to get a gas-powered one for that. Maybe I'll rent one for the day. But for the dirt bike, it's gonna be okay. So as you can see, I sprayed over pretty much every square inch of this motorcycle with Simple Green. We've got the purple stuff here. Sometimes I use Purple Power, sometimes I use other degreasers, but whatever you can get your hands on is great. They sell motorcycle wash that's specific to it, but what you do is you're gonna want to apply a generous amount. I've got a neighbor who has been at this game for about 12 years, and he can do this with about a third of the amount of degreaser that I can, and he does a better job, which shows that he's better at it than me. Well, that's okay. But if you're just starting out, like me, you're gonna want to use more is better, because see, there's just stuff that, look at that. You put your hands on your machine. You just, as you apply this stuff, you start seeing it come back to its regular form. Check out your exhaust pipe. Really make sure that everything's good. No cracks. My son's rough on his bike, like all little motocrossers. So you make sure that everything's good. I did notice while I was doing that little hyperlapse portion that this chain is a little loose. See, it's got a lot of side and side play. It's 3 fingers here, which is about what it should be, but because it's got so much sag, it made me think, let's check this wheel out. Bingo. That is an issue. That is something that needs to be replaced. So we will replace that chain slide and make sure that everything is all good. I've got one nearby and in my workshop, but like I said, this stuff, it basically blasts the dirt off for you, and it's environmentally friendly for those of you that care. And we've got our seat here. Seat's got some grease on it, some grime from the weekend. Doesn't look as shiny and pink as normal. My son loves this seat cover. We got it from his buddy when we bought the bike from him, and we had to put it on because it was his friend's. And Katie McCaffrey, if you're watching this, Gabriel loves this seat. You're the man. But so you just let the bike soak. A little scrub. It's hard to do one-handed, but the scrub brush I believe I got from Home Depot for only $3. You might even have one if you do any washing, but anything will do. You can even use a toothbrush if you want. I've seen mechanics using toothbrushes. I wouldn't use your toothbrush that you use to brush your own teeth, but I'm not judging here. Different strokes for different folks. Run what you brung. That's what I always say. Alright, so let's watch how this works. Filthy. that dirt gets washed away. Isn't that incredible? Clean. So with the bike, you're going to want to start from the top down. Allow gravity to work. The water's naturally going to want to run down. And with the airbox, you're going to want to pay particular attention. Since we have this here, it works out. So we're going from the top down. Going after the tires. Underneath, front fender. Pipe, the engine, and underneath. Okay, so we're all dry. Well, we're all washed, I mean. Everything's nice and clean. The bike is looking much better than it was. As I go through it, I'll be watching it, but what you're going to want to do next, and something I don't have a lot of time for, you can let the bike air dry, or you can take your hand, place it over it again, as a final inspection before you get ready to work on it, just to see if anything else is going on with it. I'm noticing I got a little hole here, a little hole here from my son riding, which that happens to these seat covers. Some of them have reinforced with Kevlar. I know that the Guts racing seat covers, they last a wicked long time. And that's what you want to go for. You want to go for seat covers that last you. Or you want to go for style or whatever. I'm not endorsing one brand over the other by any means. Get whatever you have. The stock factory ones work great. Obviously OEM is better. But you go over it. Make sure that everything's okay. Okay? Then also you get off any residual dirt that might not have been sprayed. See? Gravity works. Got a little bit here. Watch that. Oh, it's going away. There we go. You're going to have a happy little bike, as Bob Ross would have said if he was a motorcycle mechanic or a mini moto dad. Happy little bike. Got happy little tires that you can inspect them. They're rounding off a little bit, but because we're closing in on the end of the season, I'm going to hold off on getting a new set, because who knows how much riding we're going to actually get done this fall. I hope a lot. I hope enough to justify a new set of tires, but we just put these on. But because they're a softer compound, they break down a little faster than the harder compound that I get. Yep, you go and you run your hands over everything. One last time for good measure. Like I had said previously, checking bolts. Making sure everything's tight. You don't want anything rattling off. These two-strokes rattle like crazy. They rattle like crazy because of how they're made. And mini bikes are primarily two-stroke. I love them. Simple maintenance. You can do a top end in between motos. Right at the track. You don't have to send it out. And when I get more confident in doing that, I will definitely post up a video on how to do a top end. That might make you happy. Also, when you wash your bike, make sure that the fuel's off. My fuel was off because I transported the bike, but sometimes you just need to just double check to make sure that it's good. Now it's time for lubrication, and we are going to use America's favorite WD-40. I use so much of it that I buy it in bulk 1 gallon containers, and you can spray it on your plastics, but you're really going to want to get it on the metal. They make special chain lubricants. I have some, but I don't know if anything works better than WD-40 for the buck. We have steel sprockets, so we want these to be done. If you're running aluminum sprockets, you're still going to want to get those done. Get your rims, get your pipe, the engine bay, just lube everything up. Get your seat. The only thing you don't want to get are your brakes, because you don't want your child or yourself to go out there, try to use their brakes, and then the WD-40 engage and becomes slippery. I can't even say slippery. And then your kid can't stop. So what this does, this lubricates your bike, gives you a chance to look it over one last time. I keep saying it's one last time, but you're always going to want to look over your machine, because here's my soapbox. You're entrusting this machine that can go, I believe this dirt bike here can go 60 miles per hour. So you're trusting your child. My children that ride these bikes are 9, 8, and 5. Trusting children to ride motorcycles. You want them to be on the best bike that they can be on. And you want to take care of things as soon as possible. Don't cheap out on safety. These motorcycles are very fun, but they're motorcycles. They're dangerous machines, and you want to make sure that they are well cared for, well maintained, so that way your child can enjoy it. But after cleaning it, you got this beautiful showpiece of a bike. Now, this is a 2017 KTM 65. The frame has, let's check it out, 144.9 hours, and the motor we had rebuilt, and that's got about 25 hours on it, if I do my math correctly. So the motor is fresh-ish. We just did a top end on it 2 hours ago. So you put the work into your bike, you take care of your bike. Your bike's going to take care of you for countless hours. 144 hours. That might not seem like a lot of time, but that's hours of enjoyment for my children, for my family. We go out as a family. This whole moto thing is a great tool. We use it for ministry. We try to pray for people while we're at the track, whether they know it or not. And we're there for them. We are trying to be pillars of the community. The Maranimal Motocross team cares about you. We care about you. That's why I put this video out. I'm like, hey, there's somebody that doesn't know how to wash their bike. Let's teach them how. Let's put a video out. Let's put content out there. And I hope that it served you well. And I hope that you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll get some more stuff out there. We'll get some more mechanical videos out there. I know that eventually I'm gonna have to change a tire, and it's a stressful thing. So I might have to edit some of the sound out because I might be complaining. But it's really a joyous thing because it's something that gets your hands on the motorcycle. It's a very organic thing. You put your hand on the motorcycle, you change your child's tire, and then your child rides on that tire, and you know that it's safe because you did it. You didn't leave it to to the tire guy at the track, which that's a great service, and I'm glad that they have people that do that. But if you can learn how to do it yourself, that saves you like $30 every time you change a tire. The sport's expensive. $30, that's like if you have one rider, that's their gas for the weekend, or that's one moto. So if you can get motos out of, or gas out of things that you can do yourself, it's going to keep you going longer. It's going to keep your kid on the track longer. So, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else I can do for you guys, and I'll put the videos out. Goodbye.